Mastery is being removed from Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars just dropped an in-game news post explaining some changes. I've had a little bit more time to let these sink in, and I'm gonna break them all down here because there's actually a lot to consider. Pretty much Masteries are being removed from the game and will be replaced by something else. You know, like all of the resources that you get for playing Brawlers a lot, the coins, the credits, the power points, those are all being moved elsewhere. Some of them are getting buffed, some of them are getting nerfed. But yeah, it's all being changed. The way that you get titles for your brawlers, that is also changing. You don't need to worry about this too much. I think that most of these changes are actually better for free-to-play players in the long run, especially current players. And everybody who is playing right now has a massive opportunity to earn a ton of mastery resources, essentially twice. Let me make it short and sweet, and then we'll go into all the specific details. The resources and special cosmetics, including brawler titles, are being moved elsewhere. The resources are going to be split up between the new Trophy Road, which we'll talk about the new Trophy Road, and a new feature called Records, which obviously we're going to talk about that as well. But there are some changes to the total number of coins and power points available for free. Essentially, coins are getting buffed, credits are getting buffed, power points are getting nerfed. We'll talk about those specifics later. Also, special brawler cosmetics, including the titles, are going to be moved to records. So the Trophy Road is going to be expanded to 100,000 total trophies. There's going to be more resources along the Trophy Road even before you reach the current cap of 70,000. And there's going to be a special 1,000% Masteries event for you to take advantage of all these changes and earn a ton of Mastery rewards, both during the event and in a roundabout way, also after the event. You kind of get to like double dip in the Mastery rewards, which is awesome because there are so many resources. So if you are somebody who complains about Supercell not giving you enough resources, now is the time to grind because the rewards are gonna scale up fast. Before we get to all the specifics though, I think it is important for us to talk about why Supercell is making this change and all these changes. And it really comes down to the fact that Masteries were kind of a flop in terms of player interest and retention. And it's kind of funny because the Masteries update was praised very heavily by the existing community to be an awesome update within the Brawl Stars community back in February 2023. There were so many free resources that you could get. It was a cool way for you to like try and get titles for brawlers. Like, it was a cool update. People liked it. But despite getting community praise, interest in Brawl Stars just continued to decline after its release. At the time, back in 2023, near the end of 2022, honestly, yeah, the last half of 2022, Brawl Stars was in a decline. It was going downhill. I wouldn't say fast, but it was very consistent. The game was decreasing. It was not bringing in more players than it was losing. It was losing more players. That's a bad thing. And so Masteries was like, this is gonna save the game, right? It didn't help at all. Legit didn't. It did not make players want to play any more than before. Players, as soon as they finished their daily quests, they just still stopped playing. It didn't keep them playing longer. It didn't keep people from playing or from quitting the game. In fact, in over the 2 years that Masteries were put into the game, less than 12% of players have unlocked at least one brawler title, which the people that watch this channel are the hardcore players. You guys are gonna hear that stat and you're gonna be like, that's crazy. In fact, for all the comments in today's video, before you say what you wanna say, I want you to say how many brawler titles you have, just so we could get a good gauge of where people are at and what people's feedback and responses to this video or to this change. But the thing is, I'm a hardcore Brawl Stars player. I mean, obviously I'm splitting my game time across many different accounts, but I didn't even get a brawler title on any of my accounts until about a month or two ago. And I play Brawl Stars a lot. That is split across all of my accounts, and obviously I didn't really push Masteries because all of my accounts are focused on like progression. And Masteries provide a lot of progression up until Silver 3, and I really liked those resources. But after Silver 3, a lot of my brawlers, I was like, okay, I'm no longer allowed to play that brawler because I need to focus on progression, and that brawler can no longer give me free progression. Anyway, the thing is, I took advantage of those resources, and I'm sure a lot of us did, and a lot of us are like, yeah, I like those resources. But those resources didn't even push me to play Brawl Stars more than normal on my account that is all about progressing as fast as possible, right? I looked at that and I said, I don't have the time. I can't be playing Brawl Stars 6 hours every day to reach my mastery cap every single day. I can't justify that time. And so I'm just gonna have to let it slide, even though my whole account series is about never missing progression and progressing as fast as possible. Like, if I didn't do it, clearly people aren't going to do it. The masteries, it just did not impact people's... Anyway, you get what I'm saying here. And I do want to say that there are some people that it really did make a difference. And for those players, cool, but you're in an extreme minority. And that's why Brawl Stars decided to change things. Now, I can't speak for everybody. I'm just one player, and all I can do is talk my own personal experience. But it's pretty clear that masteries just didn't benefit the game in a very positive way, which is why they're moving the resources elsewhere. And truthfully, I'm not really convinced that where they're moving them is going to make that much of a difference. I won't know until I see records, but I can see it making more of a difference. And I actually don't think it's going to require that much more effort. Honestly, I think the new trophy road is pretty solid, but until I see records, we're gonna have to just kind of like wait and see. Now, before I talk about all the specific nerfs and buffs coming to the free-to-play economy because of all these changes, I think we should talk about the upcoming event, because the upcoming event, it's insane. Like, the potential for resource collection is insane for this. If we as a community can come together, individual players who really are willing to put in the time and work into this, they're gonna get so many resources. Like, an absurd number of resources. The 1000% Mastery event is your last chance to collect as many resources from Mastery as possible, or even Mastery titles. That's because if the community comes together for this, we will be able to unlock them 11 times faster than normal. At least, that's how I understand it, right? 1000% more means you get 10 times added on top of the 1 times. Anyway, that's 11 times, whatever. The point is, here's what we need to know. Essentially, we as a community need to get as many takedowns as possible from now, right now, until the 24th of June when the next Brawl Stars update is likely to drop. The more takedowns that we do as a community, the higher our mastery bonus will go. At 10 billion takedowns, which I hope doesn't take very long, we will get a 100% mastery madness bonus, which means that we will earn mastery 2 times as fast. 100% buff means twice as much. But that mastery bonus will scale up to a 1000 mastery bonus at 500 billion takedowns, which means that we will be earning mastery points 11 times faster than normal. That is absurd. That means that now is the perfect opportunity to earn as many of the mastery resources as possible before they are moved to the trophy road and the records, where then we will be able to earn them again. Not 100% with the trophy road because, okay, I'll talk about trophy road a little bit later on, but we get to earn these rewards twice, now before the update and a lot of them after the update. Now, along the way, as we get these 500 billion takedowns and even up to 700 billion takedowns, then we're gonna earn additional rewards, including a special new title at 600 billion takedowns. I don't know what that is yet, but it will happen sometime, I guess. I don't know when we'll know, but we'll get a hypercharge star drop at 700 billion takedowns. Along the way, we'll earn some additional star drops, some cosmetics and sprays, as well as a legendary star drop. But what I am most excited for, though, is the potential to earn more coins, more power points, and more credits from Mastery twice. Once from the Masteries up to Silver 3 on each brawler, and a second time after those resources are moved to the Trophy Road and Records. Now, there's a pro tip here. Mythic and Legendary Brawlers have more resources on their Masteries than the other rarities, so I highly recommend focusing on those Masteries first for their Brawlers if your goal is like mine, which is to collect as many of these resources as possible, because this is like a one-time opportunity. I mean, in one way, 10 or 11 times the resources, and it's just going to be huge. Anyways, also, if anybody's worried about hitting the daily cap for Masteries, especially when we're at the 11 times bonus, then you don't have to worry about that, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to scale that daily cap to be equal with the mastery bonus. So if we hit the 1000% mastery bonus, then the cap will be increased by 1000% as well. So anybody who wants to play for 6 to 10 hours every single day, you can still do so and get just insane resources. Now let's talk more specifics when it comes to how the resources are being moved, because not all of the raw coins and power points are going straight to the trophy road as raw resources. A lot of the resources are going to be moved into star drops, which obviously that means that there's going to be some RNG involved, but at the same time, you can't deny that means that it will be more exciting. Like, who doesn't love legendary star drops unless they drop sprays? But some of the resources from those star drops are going to be the star drops will be put into the new trophy road in the form of a lot of legendary star drops, actually. But then also a lot of these star drops will be put into records, which we'll talk a little bit later on. Let's go ahead. I'm going to throw up a table right here. Okay. I don't know how to do this. I'll make 2 tables. Okay. 2 tables. One of them is going to be the fancy, nice looking graphic that Supercell provided me with to show how the trophy road is changing. And then the other table is going to be a table that is going to show all of the resources that were potentially earnable from the 92 brawlers and their masteries, and how those resources are being moved elsewhere, as well as the buffs and nerfs, or the buffs to the coins and the credits and the bling, as well as the nerf to power points. Okay, so those are the 2 tables right there. There's a lot of numbers right here. If you want to grab screenshots, cool, whatever. But again, these numbers are based off of the the mastery resources from all 92 brawlers in the game. Okay, and we're gonna compare all of these resources from 2 types of players. The first type of player is somebody who unlocked every single mastery resource from all 92 brawlers before the update. I don't know if that player exists. I'm sure that they do, but the point is that that's player 1 before the update maximum progression. The second player who we will be comparing to the first player is somebody who starts playing after the update and unlocks all of the resources from the new trophy road and from records. In other words, we're comparing max progression player before and max progression player after. Overall, the new player will earn 8,778 more coins and 6,642 more credits. Additionally, they will earn a bonus 4,800 bling, not including the bling and cosmetics that will come from the star drops, but they will earn 20,416 fewer power points compared to the players who earned all of the mastery resources before the update. Okay, so new players get more coins, more credits, more bling, less power points. Now, these values assume the average number of coins, power points, and credits from the star drops. Like, star drops have average values, and so there's going to be some variance between players, but you guys kind of get the idea here. So I have a couple of different thoughts here. First of all, obviously, I'm good with the buff to the coins, the credits, and the bling, right? We love free-to-play buffs to progression, especially if the resources are more accessible, which it sounds like they will be, because they're going to be coming from playing just how we normally are. We're gaining trophies, we're climbing along the trophy road, and that's how you're going to grab most of these resources, aside from records, which we'll talk about records later, and we still don't know a lot about records. But the 20,000 nerf to power points, that is pretty hard to swallow, okay? And I didn't love the justification that Supercell gave us in their news post. I kind of understand it, but at the same time, I don't love it. They said that this was because power points are overinflated for long-term or veteran players, and that the new trophy road is going to deliver a lot more power points when players actually need them, which is early on. I am looking at this from 2 different perspectives. I have an account that is a long-term veteran player, and I have an account which is essentially a new player. Yes, power points are overinflated for veteran players. So that's mostly an okay answer. And I'm sure a lot of people watching this video are gonna be like, I'm fine with that because I have way too many power points and not enough coins. So give me the coins, that sounds great. But on new accounts, power points are actually the limiting factor in progression on my experience, on my skin locked account. And I don't know, like, I don't have the data. I'm not Supercell. I don't know if that's true for all new accounts, but for my skin locked account, power points are the limiting factor here. Like, so I feel really bad for the new player experience here if my experience is reflective of how all new players feel. But I don't know. Anyway, the nice thing is that anybody who is watching this video right now, all you have to do to secure those power points for yourself is to just play your masteries. The Mastery Madness event is going to be insane. And yeah, that 20,000 nerf to PowerPoint sounds like a lot, and it is, but that is spread across the 92 brawlers. Like, no, let's be honest here. New players, they don't have 92 brawlers unlocked. It's going to take them years before they even unlock all of those PowerPoints from Mastery on all of the brawlers. It's going to take a long time. So this really might not be a very big problem. But I did want to mention this because I am a little cautious. And if you are worried about the PowerPoint nerf, just take advantage of the 1000% Mastery event grind. The answer really is if you're watching now, just play the Mastery Madness event, get as many of those Mastery rewards as you possibly can. The 1000% Mastery event is going to be a great opportunity for you to get those Mastery rewards and get as many of them as possible before they move. And then you will essentially be able to double dip once those new resources are moved to the new trophy road and records. I know it's not like a permanent solution, but for anybody watching right now, like, here's your chance. Go get those coins, go get those resources. Okay, let's talk about the new trophy road. I'm gonna throw up a picture here. This is what it looks like. At least one little image of the new trophy road. It's really cute. It is. It's almost a little too cute. But the nice thing about this is that like it's going to be a lot more clear that you have the option to earn more resources along the way. It's a little bit more like clicky, like you're like want to go and tap on all this stuff. Like it looks more rewarding, and you know, people like stuff in fancier packages, even if the stuff inside is not any different. And the nice thing is it is very different. But anyway, there are essentially two main things that are happening to the trophy road. First of all, they are increasing the rewards that you get on the trophy road clear up to the current maximum, which is 70,000 trophies. Here's that table once again, so you can see right here, there are over 60,000 additional raw coins being added to the new trophy road up to 70,000 trophies. They're also increasing the amount of star drops that you get by 4. They're increasing the number of, well, actually they're getting rid of the mythic star drops that you could unlock. They're making them all legendary star drops instead, which is way better. And instead of just 7 legendary star drops, you're getting 25 legendary star drops and 3 hypercharge drops all the way up to 70,000 trophies. Along the way, you'll also earn bling, 18 rare and super rare brawlers along the trophy road. Like this is just undeniably better, and it's just going to be way clearer. All of these resources are just one nice place that you can go to get more resources. The trophy road's going to look better up to the 70,000 trophies that we're currently at. And then they're expanding the trophy road from 70,000 trophies to 100,000 trophies, but I'll talk about that a little bit later on. When the update lands, any of your uncollected rewards on the trophy road are going to be automatically collected for you. Okay, so you can collect them now, you can collect them automatically later, it doesn't matter. But here's the thing, okay? This is gonna sound like a bad thing, but it's not 100% a bad thing, okay? You will not be able to collect rewards for previous milestones. So let's say you are at 50,000 total trophies right now. Then when the new update lands, all resources up to the 50,000 trophies will have been collected, and you will still have the opportunity for you to earn the resources from 50,000 to 70,000 trophies. And those resources, those will be buffed. Now you will miss out on the buffed resources from 50,000 trophies and below, but the reason for that, and the reason why you can't do that, is because those buffed resources are coming from the mastery rewards that you have already collected. And so it's not like you're missing out on resources that you didn't get. It's more like you got those resources already from mastery, and they're just not letting you double dip in that way. They're not letting you reclaim all the resources from mastery twice, but you still get to double dip in a way. And the way that you double dip the mastery resources before these changes will happen is because there is an opportunity for you to earn mastery rewards up to 11 times faster while you gain trophies at 1 times the speed, a normal speed. In other words, that means that even though you may miss out on some of the rewards in the new trophy road, by climbing trophies before the update, you'll get way more resources overall because of the mastery madness bonuses available during the event. So it will still absolutely be worth it to climb trophies, or honestly, play ranked or Mega Pig where you can gain mastery points without gaining trophies, because the resources that you're getting now are 11 times bigger than on the future trophy road. Hopefully I explain that in a way that's really clear. You are double dipping, although you will gain trophies and lose out on some of the, it's hard to say lose out because you're just gaining the resources now. The nice thing is that it sounds like all of the resources will be available in the records feature, but more on that a little bit later on. The second thing is happening on the trophy road is that it will be expanding to 100,000 trophies. And along the way, you'll get over 30,000 coins, 8 legendary star drops, and a hypercharge drop along with some power points, some credits, some regular star drops, some bling. The trophy road is one place that the mastery resources are moving to. The rest of the resources are being moved to a new feature called records. Records will be a place for you to unlock star drops, which will include some resources, and all of the unique brawler cosmetics that were available with masteries including brawler titles. We don't actually have too much information on records, so we're gonna have to wait for an update sneak peek video in the next couple of weeks, which I will absolutely cover. Even right now, though, I actually don't know very much about it. What I'm about to tell you is all that I know about it. I will know more, though, and I'll know it before you guys, which is why I'll make a video. But anyway, let's cover what we do know for now. Records are going to be an achievement-like system where you get rewarded for doing a variety of things. Specific things called achievements, right? Some of these things will be very similar to masteries, like grinding out wins on a certain brawler. I imagine that will be how you actually unlock a title, is just like, I don't know, win 100, not 100 matches, just a ton of matches, an absurd number of matches for a brawler. And it's like, okay, if you do that, then you're good. But there are some other things that are very different. They gave an example of winning a 1v3 in Knockout. Okay. They also gave an example of hitting 3 enemy brawlers with one of Mortis's attacks. That's something you have to do, maybe to unlock a Mortis mastery. Maybe if you do that, you get a star drop. I don't know. But the thing is that completing these records are going to give you record points. Record points will then be used to get special battle frame or battle card frames to show off, alongside the mastery titles like player icons, pins, and titles. Now, I don't know if the record points will be the currency that allows you to choose what to unlock, or if it will be things that will automatically be unlocked when you complete certain records. It may be a mixture or something like that. I don't know. We don't know. We really don't know, have a whole lot of information. All that we know is that a lot of the resources from masteries are being moved to these records in the form of star drops. And honestly, I like the idea of records a lot. I hope that it ends up being as cool as I think they could be. I've experienced something like this in other games that I really like to play, and so I could see it being really, really awesome. And they could add all sorts of really cool achievements in the game that would hopefully encourage players to play more, even once they've completed their quests and gotten their daily 8 wins. That's my hope. That's Supercell's hope, obviously. The whole reason why they're getting rid of Mastery in the first place is because Mastery failed to do that. But if records are kind of lackluster, I could see records being similar to Masteries. Just a cool idea that some players like, but not something that actually engages most of the players. I don't know. We'll have to wait for more information. I'll be releasing a video on that as soon as I'm able to. Overall, I'm kind of not sure how I feel about these changes. I really get why the devs are making these changes. Masteries were really cool for some hardcore players, but it just did not seem to make a big difference for most of the players. But without actually seeing the whole system and not being able to experience it personally yet, I don't have a developer build yet, seeing all of it, I'm kind of hesitant to say that this is like good. I don't want to give it my Kairos stamp of approval just yet. So I think I'm just going to wait and see before I really share any more opinions. I am really curious to hear what you guys think about these changes though, so let me know in the comment section below. And there's one thing I want you to do with your feedback, okay? Let me know how many Brawler Mastery titles you have so that I can know what kind of player you are. Even if that's 0, and that's totally fine if that's you. That was me until a couple months ago, and I play Brawl Stars a lot. Until more news drops though, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you use code Kairos, code Kairos in the Brawl Stars shop or store.supercell.com. And we'll see you in the next video.